星さんってずっとでもねまさか予想外のサニーデイもう一丁お掃除も解除トントン断捨離ならほらはかどるのだけどいつも引きこもっているけど心の中の天使と悪魔があっちもこっちもバトって日もさっちも行かないチョドリラバカバカぶりっこするとかツッコミやっかみ無理ですだから最後の一人になるには一体どうすりゃいいの乙女の欲望を振り切り目立てんじゃらこのままふてねしちゃうかくり今までなかったこんな気持ち出会わなければ知らなかったの
What have I gotten myself into? Here we go! Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Wormys Playhouse, and that's right, today I am reviewing Gal Gun 2. Meanwhile, everyone else on YouTube here is reviewing brand new God of War game because it's such a fantastic game, and here I am over at Wormys Playhouse reviewing Gal Gun 2. So let's get right into it. So Gal Gun 2 is a very obscene game to be released on a Nintendo console. It's really out there, it's really obscene, it's definitely mature rated to even get the M for mature on it. It's a first-person shooter game, and it has a little bit of a visual interactive novel gameplay in the game as well to go along with the story, and oddly enough, the story was actually quite intriguing. You have to fight against an army of love-crazed girls that are possessed by demons. You have a little bit of a devil and angel fight going on in the world, and you start off at an academy school in a classroom where all the girls are possessed by demons. And you get this love gun where you have to shoot all the love-crazed girls and suck up the demon souls out of them and all their dresses, and it's really obscene. But you have these girls coming at you from all different angles, and if you don't shoot them in time, they attack you, they push you over, and essentially forcing you to fall in love with them. And if you lose, if you die, they make you kiss their foot or kiss their hand or something in order for you to come back and, well, continue playing the game. But if you succeed, then you get them to fall in love with you and they just fall down right on the spot. And they have certain weak points either on their knee or elbow, and if you shoot them there, there'll be some text popping up indicating that that's their weak spot, because normally it'll take a few hits to get them down, but if you get them in their weak spot, it's called an ecstasy shot, and they release a pheromone of endorphins. It's really obscure, really crazy. I'm just really surprised that a game like this exists on a Nintendo console, but it's actually kind of fun. The story is intriguing. You start off as a regular academy student, your day begins like any other, until that is, you notice that a strange app pops up on your phone that you don't remember installing. But the moment that you click on this unfamiliar app, a box appears on your desk containing an odd pair of goggles and what appears to be some bizarre handheld vacuum cleaner called the Demon Sweeper. Apparently you've been chosen to help fight the demons, and you're approached by an angel girl named Risu, who appears when you equip the goggles. And so begins your 20-day adventure to help rid your academy of the mischievous demon Corona, who's up to no good once again possessing all the girls. Gal Gun is back for a new adventure and is more outrageous than ever. A new army of girls has been overpowered by lust in their full frontal sequel to Japan's infamous shooter. Fend them off with your pheromone shot and use new gadgets to expel demons from their bodies in the most audacious first-person shooter you'll ever play. Help swarms of girls exercise their demon possessions by hitting their pleasure spots with your love gun until they explode in euphoria. Woo an entirely new set of girls in a brand new Gal Gun story with the aid of alluring angel Risu. Equip the Demon Sweeper, capable of vacuuming up pesky demon menaces and sucking the dresses right off the girls' bodies. Get up close and personal when you enter Doki Doki mode. It's the biggest, boldest, and bounciest guys ever to rub, caress, and poke your way to happiness. And I'm not kidding when it says poke your way to happiness. You're literally using your love gun, which is the name of this gun that you have to shoot the demons off these girls, but you're literally shooting the girls in most obscene parts of their bodies, sucking the demons right out of them, and getting them to explode in euphoria. I know it's a crazy concept, it's very outlandish, and it's definitely not for everyone, but apparently there is an audience out there since this is the sequel, but the game plays fairly well. The characters are interesting. There is a lot of in-depth story going on with the characters and how they develop throughout the story. And there are multiple objectives that you get to achieve in this game. There's a first-person shooter mode where you're just going throughout the school shooting at the demon girls. And then there's objectives where you have to protect a group of girls from being attacked from all the demons. There's some kind of item seek game where you have to seek out hidden electronics in the locker room or the showers. And then there's a one-on-one mode where you actually go up against a demon and have to fight them, and that's actually kind of difficult. I had a little bit of a challenge with that, because you have to have quick reflexes. You have to move the cursor around the screen really quick, otherwise you get attacked really easily. And that's where I think a few problems come into play here. The controls are a little bit wobbly. There are motion controls, but the motion controls only work when you zoom in a little bit on your screen. So when you're in normal first-person mode, if you don't want to zoom in, the motion controls don't work. So it takes some fiddling around to get used to, so it's not entirely perfect. Some of the cutscenes I wish I could skip because I would read it faster than it was presenting it to me, and I just wanted to sit there and just hit the button trying to skip the screen along. So I think they could use a skip option, because sometimes I just don't want to read everything that's going on. I understand what's going on in this story, so I don't need the full details of everything. I mean, this is just a niche game. I mean, come on. You're playing Galgun 2 for a reason, because you want to see the girls on the screen and shoot them in their naughty parts. So some of the story could be skipped along. And the loading times, oh my goodness, the loading was the worst part about it. Everything you did between every cutscene, there's another loading screen. I don't know why, because the Nintendo Switch, everything's on a game cartridge, and their games are usually really fast. There's usually a minimum amount of loading times. So I don't know why the loading times in Galgun 2 was taking so long. That definitely slowed the game down. But besides those few minor things, it's actually kind of a fun game. You'd be surprised. I know it has a very outlandish gameplay style, but it was actually interesting. And if you shoot enough demons off of her, then you spray off her dress and clothes, and then she's just down in her underwear. I know it's outlandish, I know it sounds crazy, but that's the game. But it was interesting just to have different objectives that you were able to do throughout the game. So it's not just one repetitive thing going on. There are other objectives, different ways of playing the game, and there's more characters that you get to unlock and have a conversation with and get more gameplay through them. And apparently there's multiple ways to complete the game. There's not just one ending. There are multiple different endings, which makes it more fun, so there is a reason to get back into the game. Because it is fairly quick. I was able to beat the game pretty quick. It didn't take me that long. Although I did skip a part, because if you get enough points, apparently you can skip towards the end. You just skip over some of the story. I mean, we just want to see the end here. You know, that's what we're going for. We want to see what happens. Why we're shooting these girls with our love guns. But I did enjoy the characters. I thought they had some great character development. They had some interesting backgrounds and story to them. There were a couple twists throughout the game that I won't spoil them, although did it really matter? Do you really care? It's Galgun. You're only playing it for one reason. But if you decide to, you can choose different paths throughout the game, because the cutscenes are interactive. You'll have a pop-up of a couple sentences that you can pick to say to the girls, and depending on what you say, has a different reaction, although I think pretty much for the most part, it's going down one way. But it is interactive, and you do get to experiment a little bit. Again, there are multiple endings. There are more girls that you can find and help out and communicate with. So all in all, for what the game is, it is pretty good. It does achieve what it sets out to be. It's not gonna be anything phenomenal. I mean, it's Galgun. You're spraying love-crazed girls with your love gun. You have your pheromone goggles and your pheromone shot. It's a fast and frenzied first-person shooter game. There's a bunch of anime girls put in compromising positions. You see a lot of naughty things going on. It's a mature game. That's what you get for it. So I am surprised that Nintendo did bring this to their console. I know they're a family-based game console. However, it is nice to see that they are pushing their boundaries out there. You have kid-friendly Nintendo Labo games, and then you have the adult, mature-rated Galgun 2. So that's going to be it for today's episode of Wormys Playhouse, and please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you again for the episode. We'll see you then. Bye!